So I wake up the other morning, Ash, when the trailer dropped for Halloween, and I was really excited to watch it, but I didn't watch it because we do this show. So I put it on the back burner list along with the couple of things that we're watching currently at the moment on twitch.tv/Explosion Network. If you're watching it on YouTube, come to twitch.tv Explosion Network and we can watch while on live. But I was really excited to watch it, but I read about everything and I started reading a bit behind the scenes because I couldn't help myself, even if I wasn't going to watch the trailer. I was getting excited. I've been getting excited for this movie for a little while now. The number one reason I've been getting excited is because the premise, like, you're not a horror fan. No. You know, you wouldn't care for this. Wouldn't know. Have you watched any Halloween movies?
No.
I'm 100% unsurprised by.
I know there's one called H2O.
Yep, that one was terrible. So the thing about this one that really interests me is that it is a direct sequel to the first Halloween, and what that means is that in the second or third Halloween, I can't 100% remember, but in one of those movies they make out that Sigourney, she's his daughter. No, not daughter. Sister.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis is the sister or stepsister, fucking something, you know.
Something related.
Weird like that. And because they go back into the first movie and they're saying this one's a direct sequel to the first movie, where they don't mention that, in this movie she's no longer a sister. And they also ditch many other weird plot lines that they introduced in subsequent Halloween movies, including the fact that Michael Myers was like cursed by some cult and that's how he can't die. And that, of course, if this was a direct sequel to H2O or any of those movies, or her character is actually killed off at some point, because they finally do that. So if it was direct sequel to any of those other movies, it's fine. We don't want to go about it.
So really, they should call this Halloween 2?
Yeah, kind of, but there is a Halloween 2. That's the problem. So they're just calling it Halloween.
Well, there's like Halloween.
So to watch this movie, you have to watch Halloween, and then you can go to watch
this
Halloween. Yes. Yeah. That's how it works. So if you want to watch this movie, if you want to watch this movie and you watch the trailer, and if anyone out there watches the trailer for this and they're like, that looks really cool, exciting, but they like look up Halloween, see there's 7 movies, and they're like, fuck, do I have to watch all those to understand what's happening? You literally only have to watch the first one. And they're taking it back to basics, because in the first movie, Michael didn't have much of a persona. He was just... The reason that movie's so adored and what makes it so good is just because he's literally a dude. You know, it's kind of like they made that movie The Strangers, which I'm a big fan of, in like 2008. Fucking fantastic horror film. One of the reasons it's so good is because you never know, like, who are these people? What are they doing? No one knows. No one really cares. It just makes... It's scarier because they just do things. It's like, why is this character doing what he does? No reason. So this movie's like 40 years later, and he escapes from the asylum or whatever 40 years later, and seeks revenge, I suppose. And that's like a bare premise, and then you just get back to the good old basics of things. So let's watch the freaking trailer when I unmute the video.
I've waited for him.
Testing 1, 2, 3. We're on.
We're here to investigate a patient that killed 3 innocent teenagers on a Halloween in 1978. He was shot by his own psychiatrist and taken into custody that night, and has spent the last 40 years in captivity. Hello, Michael.
That's a fucking weird shot.
I have something you might like to see.
Yeah.
They usually have them, you know, inside. Why would you do that?
Everyone in my family, like, turns into a nutcase this time of year. Yeah, I mean, your grandmother is Laurie Strode. She was almost murdered.
Wasn't it her brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
Huh.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
So I can kill him.
Dad, look out!
Oh, they all escaped.
The bus crashed.
Mom, what bus crashed?
Michael escaped.
Why would they be transferring him anyway? That's just stupid.
Yeah.
Just leave him wherever he is.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
Hello?
that's fucked up.
He's waited for this night. He's waited for me. I've waited for him. Get out! Go home! Get inside! You don't believe
Fuck,
in
I hope she
making
just
it.
kills him. Don't make another sequel. It does really well.
You should.
Can you close the closet door?
What do you reckon, Ash? The big horror fan that you are?
Yeah. It looks like it'll be a good movie for horror fans.
No interest in this one?
No, I'm good.
No interest at all?
No.
What does it take you to watch a horror movie?
Yeah.
Nothing ever grabs you? I'm
I've
pumped.
seen a few. Yeah.
That looks so good.
Yeah.
It looks so good. I'm really excited. As I said, there was a period in my life when I was like 15, whatever, when I started really getting into horror movies. Watched all the Halloweens, watched all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, watched all the Friday the 13th and all that stuff. So there's like a period, like a year period of my life where I just devoured all this era, whatever you want to call those era of movies. And most of the sequels are crap. I'm actually a big fan of the Rob Zombie Halloween one. I stick up for that one. The sequel to it's absolutely fucking trash, but the first one, quite enjoyed. This looks fantastic. I'm really excited. Horror movies just seem to be getting better, and I put all the praise on Blumhouse because they're the studio that's putting out all the great stuff. Did you even see? Have you watched the trailer for Upgrade? We're not watching that tonight, but
No, I've seen the trailer for Upgrade. Yeah.
you have seen the trailer, and I mean it's not a horror movie, but it's gory, but it's a Blumhouse situated thing as well. So they just produce really cool stuff as far as I'm concerned. Put them up there with A24, Ash. You know, put them up there with A24. Michael's giving it 2 thumbs up. What are you going to give this movie?
I'll give it 2 thumbs up for a good trailer. I can appreciate it. Like to sell the premise, like they did a pretty good job of setting it up.
Yeah. As someone who hasn't or didn't know much about the franchise, do you think the trailer works?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool. Michael said the mystery makes it scarier rather than reveal a big backstory, and I agree because it's like that's what I was saying. Like in the first one, it's just random guy on street with a mask. And Spearhead Gamer getting back on track to a more realistic horror from the 80s gore fest. Yeah, I mean, in the first movie, it wasn't completely unrealistic. People like to think of this franchise that the whole like, oh, he takes 8 bullets and he won't die stuff. It's like that was all shit that was added in the sequels, and it got silly, and he'll die and he'll come back to life and all that sort of stuff. So this one just does appear to be back more to like I imagine if they stab him in this movie, it's like at that point he's going to go down. I don't want to see none of this. They shoot him in the arm, but he keeps walking stuff. That's just we're past that stage. I don't want to see any of that. I'm giving it double thumbs up as well. I'm excited for this. Really excited for this.
That is the weirdest mental health hospital, though.
It was weird. It was a freaky shot, though.
Yeah.
Just seeing him standing there in the chain up, that was weird. I'm looking forward to it.